all the participants who have joined here, and I am entering into my duty, that is to discuss the sample question paper of CPMC, which was shared for us for the academic year 2022-23. The Central Sahodaya Conclave is actually taking initiatives to conduct events, or many events are happening to update ourselves and to equip the educators to collaborate with the changes that are happening in CBSE. So today we will be discussing the sample question paper. Before that, let us look quickly into the mark divisions of the sample question paper given. So I will present the screen. One of you can please respond whether it is visible or not. Kindly acknowledge.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
ஏதாவது ஒரு பேஜாவது ஃப்ரீயா இருக்கா கர்மா?
So this time we do have only one term. Last year we had two terms in which the portions were divided into term 1 and term 2. But this year we have only one annual exam, and it is out of 70 marks. And kindly mute yourselves. Actually, our sample question paper contains 5 sections. That is section A to E, and all the sections are compulsory, in which the section A is having 18 questions. Those 18 questions are compulsory. They have to write all the 18 questions, which carries 1 mark each. In section B, actually there are 7 questions. 7 questions, each question carrying 2 marks. And in section C, there are 5 questions carrying 3 marks for each question. And in section D, there are 3 long answer type questions carrying 5 marks each. And in section E, there are only 2 questions carrying 4 marks each. So this is the initial part of our question paper. Now we will look into different formats of the same question paper. Here we have 5 sections divided, and section A, B, C are written in the first column, and in section A we have 18 questions, and those questions carries 1 mark each, and it is actually MCQ type questions, in which out of this 18 questions, 15 questions are purely MCQ. That means it will have options like A, B, C, D. 4 options will be given, out of which the child should choose the appropriate one. And after 15 questions, they will have also one true or false question is there. For that, options will not be provided. And the last 2 questions, that is question number 17 and 18, will be assertion reason question. So all the first 18 question carries 1 mark each. Then in section B, there are 7 questions. Each question carries 2 marks. So totally for that section, they can score 14 marks. They are very short type questions, in which 3 questions will have OR questions. So this time the question numbers are fixed, and for each question, 3 questions, there will be an OR question. And in section C, there will be 5 questions, 3 mark each, total 15 mark. It is short type answer questions, and only choices are given for 2 questions. Then in section D, 3 questions of 5 mark each, total 15 marks, very long type answers, and 3 questions will be having OR question over there. Last section E, we do have only 2 questions, 4 mark each, total 8 marks. It's a mixed type question in which for one third part, only for the third question, only for in a particular question, third part only that is having an or choice, internal choice is there. Then again, this is a screen which shows you the chapter wise or unit wise division. In the first unit, computational thinking and programming, total we have 40 marks, in which we have the revision of the basics of Python class 11. From class 11, questions will be asked. Along with that, functions are there, file handling is there, data structure. Together, it makes 41 marks. So the mark division is given 1 plus 1 plus 1, and also 2 mark questions having internal choice. Two marks questions are having internal choice. Together, from 11th standard, there are questions asked for 13 marks. And from function, we have 8 mark questions. And for file handling, including binary file, CSV, and text file, we have 17 marks. And data structure, purely it is a program question, 3 marks from data structure, that is from stack. And from unit 2, that is networking, it is 10 mark question, total 10 marks, in which only one 2 mark question will have an internal choice. Rest of the questions are mandatory. Total there are 10 marks for that chapter or unit. The last unit is database management system, in which total marks is 20. It is divided into 2. One is MySQL, purely SQL questions, and then the last one is a connectivity question. For MySQL, we do have different types of questions, basically little bit of theory, some output questions, and the queries to be written. And in interface, there is a 1 mark question, and 3 mark question is having internal choice. Total, we have 33 marks. Now, this is again, let me move this. Yeah. Section A, that is having 18 questions. All the 18 questions are compulsory. Question number 1 to 18, they have to answer all the questions. Each question carries 1 mark. The type of question, from all the portions, the questions can be asked. So that is why I didn't mention the type of question over there. Then we have the section B, in which the child should answer 7 questions. Only 7 questions will be there, but 3 questions will have or. So question number 19 to 25, 3 questions are having or, and the marks for each question is 2 marks. Only for question number 21, it is splitted like 1 plus 1. And the first 19th question is an error question from Python. The topic is from Python. And 20th question, again 2 mark, is a theory question from networking. 21st question is 1 plus 1 output. It is an output question. Again, it may be from the basics of Python, that is either string or dictionary. Then 22nd question, again 2 marks, that is a constraint question from SQL. Then 23rd question is a theory. Again, that theory may be a full form, abbreviation will be given. We have to write the full form of that, again from networking. 24th question is an OR question. It's a 2 mark question. It is for output. So the output may be from function, which is having a list. From list and function will be clubbed together, and output will be asked from the topic. 25th question, again, it is an OR question. There, one aggregate question based on aggregate function on SQL will be asked. Also, the OR question is from DDL or DML. They have to identify the type of command given or something like that. Again, the question is from SQL. So this is about section B. 10 questions will be given together, but only 7 in number. That means 3 questions will be having internal choice. Then about section C, there are 5 questions. Only 2 questions will have OR option. Question number 26 is splitted like 1 plus 2. That is based on join. Based on the join, one output question is asked. Basically, last year we saw that We had a natural join output question that is there, and 4 queries. Again, that is for writing the output. The topic is from SQL. 27th question is a OR question, carries 3 marks. That is a purely a program. They have to write a program from a text file. 28th question is 3 mark question, but it is again splitted like 2 plus 1. First one is output, to write the output of query. Then 1 question, 1 mark from either show tables or show databases, something like that command will be asked from, again from SQL topic. Question number 29, again 3 marks. It is to write a program using function based on list. It can be a list or tuple or dictionary, anything like that. So mainly it is a function type question. And the last question 30 from section C also carries 3 marks. That is purely from stack. They have to write a program, or option is given. So the stack program, sorry, they have to write a stack program for 3 marks. Then section D, question number 31, it is splitted as 1 plus 1, like 5 mark question, splitted as 1 mark each. It is a theory question based on networking. We all know that the layout may be asked, what type of network, what type of media, such questions will be asked based on a case study. It's a case study question. Then 32 questions, that is, second question is OR question. 2 plus 3 is the total mark. 2 mark is for output, and the 3 mark is for the fill in the blanks. The question, the first question, 2 mark question is from function, and 3 mark question, which is fill in the blanks, is from connectivity. 33rd question is OR question. Again, the 5 mark is divided as, splitted as 1 plus 2 plus 2. 1 mark question is a theory, and we have to write, they have to write 2 function definitions. Again, it is from files, that is CSV file. Sorry. Section E do have 2 questions, out of which 34th question is a OR question. It is splitted as 1 plus 1 plus 2. And in that last question, the OR, only the OR option, not together. The last option, subdivision 3, is having a OR question. It is mainly for identifying the constraint and also to write the query for that. Maybe DDL commands are asked over there. 35th question is mandatory. There is no option for that. It is a fill in the blanks from the topic binary file. Let me move to the other screen, teachers. Can you please respond?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you. Here, again, I am showing the split up of mark in another way. That is Python basics together. The questions can be up to 19 marks. 1 mark question 8, 2 mark question 3, 5 mark question 1. Total, we are having this much of mark. And from stack, only 1 question is asked, only 1 question carrying 3 marks. Then from a binary files, together 5 marks. From the topic binary file, they have 5 mark questions, which is splitted as 1 mark question 1, 4 mark question, sorry, a total mark 4, but actually that is 2 plus 2. Then from file, sorry, by files, it is fill in the blanks, 4 mark, 1 mark each. That's correct. Then again from files, that is text file, 4 mark question. One is a 1 mark question. The other one is to write a program from text file. So that is why it is carrying 3 marks. Then we have questions from CSV files. One is a 1 mark question. The second one is a 5 mark question. Then networking, they have together 10 marks, 1 mark, 1 question, 2 marks, 2 questions, 5 mark, 1 question. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Then from MySQL, we have 5 number of questions, 1 mark each, 2 mark 2 questions. 3 marks 2 questions and 4 marks 1 question. Sorry, the number of questions is 1 and it is for 4 marks. Oh, sorry, again I'm scrolling it. Just a minute. Yeah, last from connectivity, 1 mark question 1, then 3 mark question 1. Together they have 35 questions and total mark is 70. They will have 35 questions in the question paper and it carries 70 marks. Now let me move into a little bit ahead in the question paper. See, most probably we do have a question like valid identifiers, and we know that identifier should not, we cannot have a keyword as an identifier. So mainly they have a doubt. So we can show this, like which are the keywords available in Python. So let them have multiple looks at the screen, the same screen, so that they will by heart which are the keywords. Some of them are familiar for them because they are using it in the program, but some of them are not very familiar for them. So you can ask in between the classes which are the keywords. So they can score mark over there. But this time in the sample question paper, they have not asked such a question. Instead, they went for a data type, which are a valid data type. So I have taken a screenshot for that. Yeah, this is a Python data structure. So the such structure will help them to remember which are the data types. Primitive data types like float, integer, string, boolean are there, which means they can store only single value over there. Non-primitive data types means they can store multiple elements, under which we have 2 sections. One is built-in. Again, under built-in, we have list, tuple, dictionary, and set. Using this built-in data types, we can define our own data types like stack, queue, linked list, tree, etc. So this type of data type tables can be shown so that the child can easily remember which all data types are available in Python. Now, let me load the question paper. Before that, sorry, and I have little more to show in that screen. Can you see the screen, teachers?
Yes, ma'am.
Here I
Yes,
have,
ma'am.
yeah.
Yes,
Thank you so much. Here I have shared a screen in which I have made the concepts of file mode into a table. By default, when we try to open a file, if file mode is not mentioned, it is read mode. And I have made the headings like write, read, append, and where the cursor will be at the beginning and when will it go at the end of the file. How can we open a binary file? Which are the read and write modes? When will it get overwritten? Which will help you to create a new file. So I have made a table like this. And I will explain a little bit like if I have the read mode.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Can you please make this as a slideshow?
Sure. Thank you. Is it okay now?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
If it is read mode, the cursor will be at the beginning. And again, if it is R+, it will be at the beginning. It is for reading and writing. If it is RB+, it is a binary file. Again, it is for reading and writing. If it is W mode, that is, if it is for writing, the cursor will be at the beginning. That is why it is overwriting the data. But if it is a text file, the residue will be there in the file. If you try to open it in again in W mode, the content of the file is getting erased because the file pointer is positioned at the beginning of the file. And it overwrites a file. Also, if the mentioned file is not existing, it helps you to create a new one. Whereas the read file mode will not help you to create a new one. WB also does the same. Only thing is it opens or handles a binary file. W plus is for read and write mode. it overwrites the data. Also, if it is not present, if the file is mentioned, file is not there, it helps you to create a new one. Similarly for W plus also. Hello? Should I wait? Can I carry on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Now comes the append mode. There, the difference is it keeps a file pointer at the end of the file. Also, if the mentioned file is not there, it helps you to create a new one. Similarly, for AB, that is, in a binary file, the file can be opened in append mode, so the old data also will be remaining there. So I made a table like this so that so many things are included into a single frame so that the child can recollect it very easily. Hope it will be helpful. And from stack, it's a 3-mark question. I have made some samples. Like Javed has created a dictionary containing names and marks as key value pairs of 5 students. Write a program with a separate user-defined function to perform the following operations. Push the keys, that is the name of the student of the dictionary, into a stack where the corresponding value, that means the marks are more than 79. So the stack is implemented in this way. Also to pop. So this example is also given. And another one is to read a list of files from which if it is less than 7 characters, that should be pushed into a stack. 2 examples are added here. Here comes a third question, that is, we have a list named marks which stores the marks of students in pre-board exam 1 and pre-board exam 2. Write functions to do the following. Push function, that is to add the best of 2 pre-board exams to a stack named a result stack. Also, the second function is to pop, that is to remove the marks from the result stack. Because last year they had to write 2 term exams. 2 term exams were stored into a list, and among the marks they scored, the best should be taken and it can be pushed into a stack. Now, we will move to the sample question paper. Should I increase the size? Is this okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Now I have taken the marking scheme so that the question and answer will be over there. So here there are some, the first time they are asking a question like state true or false. Actually, it is an MCQ type question, but for the first question only, they are giving true or false. So it can be anything, any theory part can be asked, as well as 2 expressions can be given, and they can ask whether they too give you the same kind of result. So any such questions can be asked over there. And see, this is what I told, that instead of asking valid or invalid identifiers, they went for invalid data type. So the child should have a clear idea about that. Then the third question is from dictionary, how to merge to dictionary. So the child should be clear about the functions, all the functions that we can use in dictionary. Naturally, we do have an expression to evaluate. Any kind of expression can be given. It can be logical operators with integer constants also, and need not be always a logical Boolean constant, not true and false or not true. Instead of that, even they can try not 3 greater than 4. Likewise, mixed data types, mixed operators, relational as well as logical, along with integer constants can be used. Then this is from 11th standard. Split function is asked. See, this is not that easy or not that simple. The child should know how to split the string. Also, they should know how to extract. Indexing is also happening. A of 0, particular elements are taken, and that should be concatenated with other elements. So many things are being checked over there. Then such one, this is why I showed you a table over there. such questions can be answered if they have an idea like that. That table may help them to answer such questions. Which of the file mode in file opening statement results or generates an error if the file does not exist. Such questions, one theory question can be asked. So the child should have gone through the textbook. But in this textbook, what I have seen is NCERT textbook, I didn't see any content from CSV files. CSV file content is not there in NCERT book, I think. Do you support?
Yes, ma'am. CSC is not there.
Yeah, it is not there, but questions are being asked. And actually, this is a little bit confusing question, like dash command is used to remove the primary key from a table in SQL.
Sorry, ma'am. Excuse me.
Yes.
Ma'am, actually, yes. In the last year, CBSE has provided an additional course material like that. They have given in that the CSV files details are there, no? By CBSE, they have given additional material. In that, yes, ma'am. In that recursion, everything is there. Function recursion and this CSV files, that notes were there. Last year in CBSE academic website, you can refer, ma'am. It is there. CSV, they have additional material they have provided.
Okay. This knowledge is new to me. Actually, I was referring the textbook provided by NCERT.
They have given, no, ma'am, that question bank. Along with that, this additional material was there. Additional.
Okay, thank you. That's
it was there.
Okay, thank you. I will look into that, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this help. Also, other teachers also can note that. What I was telling is this command, dash command is used to remove the primary key from the table, from a table in SQL. Actually, the answer is alter, but the child gets confused because drop is also given, because they are asking why can't they write drop, because drop is working with alter. So we can make them clear that the first command is being asked over there. Then how to delete, all these things they can. Then here comes the question which checks whether the child knows that the string is immutable. So in order to check that, they have given a question, and also the question statements are marked to identify which statement will give an error. So such indirect application level question can be asked from that. And also here comes a foreign key. That is a non-key attribute whose values are derived from the primary key of another table. Even I think they may ask how a foreign key can be created, or how it maintains the referential integrity. That is, if it is there in the master table, only then that particular value can be added in the child table. Referential integrity, that particular word can also be asked over there. Then comes the syntax of seek. Actually, the syntax of seek is the file object that we created dot seek. Then comes the offset and the reference point. But when I tried in the text file, this reference point was not working. Always, it assumes that actually three values are allowed, like 0, 1, and 2. 0 means from the beginning. So by default, it is 0. So from the beginning, it moves to that position offset. So whichever value is given to that location, it moves. So the seek is used to position the file pointer to a desired location. And if another type of question can be the seek, along with seek, you can give a value like seek 5. And soon after that, they can print that file object.tell to know whether the child knows the concept of tell also. So seek, whatever we value or whatever argument we give, if we, for example, if we give 5 in seek, tell also, if we try to know what is the position where the file pointer is placed, you can try the tell function that returns the same value. If I am giving 5, seek 5, then tell also will give the same number 5. So that way also you can train your kids. Then different values, how to take different values, the distinct. One question from networking. Dash is a communication methodology designed to deliver both voice and multimedia communication over internet protocol. So this VoIP is given more importance. In the last year also we had some question in that. So I think we have to give more importance for VoIP this year also. And here we do have evaluating an expression. Evaluating an expression, mainly we have to teach them the precedence, the order in which the statements are getting executed. Also, along with that, we have to teach them how the type conversion is happening. For example, if we have 15 divided by 2 /3. 15 divided by 2, we know that these two operators are having equal precedence. So if we have operators with equal precedence, then it is from left to right. So what happens is this is getting evaluated first. So what will be the answer of that is 7.5, isn't it? And we know that this is a floor type division and it will ignore the decimal part. But you see what will be the answer? Can you guess why it happened so? Anybody over there?
You are not sharing that screen.
Oh, I'm not sure. Sorry.
எனக்கு வந்து சிப்போடி 7.5 வருதுமா அது உனக்கு வந்தா ரைட்டா வரணும் பார்த்தா என்ன தப்புன்ட்டு
Just a minute. Is it visible now? Teachers, please help me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Can you tell me why we are getting the answer 2.0 over there? If I give 15 by 2, we get 7.5. But when I give 7.5 /3, we are getting 2.0. We all know that / is for floor division. That means it will not take the decimal part, isn't it? But actually what is happening over there is type conversion.
Float value.
Yeah,
That's
it
why.
is a mixed expression. The left hand side is a float value, whereas the right hand side is an integer value. So implicit conversion is happening. Integer number will be promoted and it goes there. So if it is so, what will be the value if I give 6.0 /3? It's completely divisible, but even then we get the value 2.0. So these are the things that we have to take care when we help them to evaluate an expression. Back to our question paper. That thing also can be included over there. Then we can teach that if we have power value /, then the evaluation is from right to left. Otherwise, if there is bracket, that should be evaluated first. Then To know how many records have been inserted into the database table, we can go for count star. Actually, count star will give the number of insertions we did over the table to know how many times the insertion worked in that table. Then, yeah, to establish a connection between a Python and SQL database, connect function is being used. And we know that there are 4 functions that are used, which is not necessary. That is database. Actually, when we do this connectivity program, everything can be coded in Python. Creating the table, using the database, all the commands can be given inside the Python itself. So if we want to start, that means if the child has to carry the Python program from one system to another, all the coding, that is from the table creation, opening the database, everything can be included there in the Python program, so that easily they can carry the code from one system to another. So in such case, if they are carrying everything, creating of table, everything inside the Python program, they can skip the last option, that is the database name over there. Then once a connection is being established, they can give the command use database and they can execute that query so that that particular database gets opened. Then they can have the create table inside that program. So that is about 16 questions, 16 questions. 17 and 18 are assertion reason question, in which option A says that both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Second option B is both A and R are true and R is not the correct explanation for A. C is A is true, but R is false. D is A is false, but R is true. So the child should have a very clear idea. Even we do have some confusion when we read such questions. So they have to repeatedly read that. Also, they should have gone through the textbook very many times, only then they can answer it very clearly. Here, the first question says as if the arguments in the function call statement match the number and order of arguments as defined in the function definition, such arguments are called positional arguments. We know that in the function call as well as in the function definition header, the variables or the arguments should be matching. Arguments and parameters should be matching. Actually, that is for positional arguments. So there they take care of number of arguments and the type of number of and order of arguments over there. But when we have a function call with less number of arguments, then it will consider the default value which are given in the function definition header. And what happens is, we know that when we make default arguments, it should be from right. Variables from the right hand side should be given value, only then left to that can be given. So why we are giving? Because when we call a function, first what is happening is the positional arguments are getting filled. Whatever value that we pass is getting initialized, and then only the variables whose values are not passed are getting the default value. The reason is given as during a function call, the argument list first contains a default argument. No, it first checks or gives a value of positional argument. Only then it goes for default argument. That is why we keep the default arguments towards the right of that argument list. Then the second question is, so the answer is A is true, but R is false. In assertion reasoning, comma separated value in the text is a text file. Sorry, it's a file format for data storage which looks like a text file. Actually, CSV file is a text file. We store mainly text over there, whereas a binary file can be used for storing images or videos, things like that, isn't it? So CSV file is one type of text file. Only thing is the text will be separated by comma. And actually, the matter which is placed between the comma will be stored. If we store it into an Excel file, the content between the comma will be placed into a cell, into each cell in an Excel. The advantage of that is using a CSV file is one record can be fetched at a time, and from that record, individual fields can be accessed for checking or for doing any kind of processing. So actually, CSV file is a text file. Then the reason is the information is organized with one record on each line and each field is separated by comma. Actually, CSV means comma separated value. It need not be comma, even it can be a pipe sign or something like that also. It will work for that also. So the answer is both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation for the assertion. Next one is a case-based study, section B, 2-mark question. He is writing a code to check whether it is a prime number or not. So here, I could find a small mistake. Do you agree with this, teachers? Can you find a mistake here in the coding?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it,
Indentation problem.
yeah, indentation of else is wrong. Thing is, when can we say number is prime? Only after checking with all the numbers between 1 and that number. If it is giving a reminder, only then we can say it is a prime number. So after completing, all the numbers should be used for checking. Only at the end, once we can complete the loop, only then it should come to the else part. So in the loop, if break is working, then else will not. They both will never work together. So this concept, break and else in a loop, can be very clearly explained with the help of prime checking program. So whenever you get a reminder, also this should be doubly equal to, right?
Yes, ma'am, checking should be doubly equal.
Yeah, whenever we use expression in along with if, that should be equality operator doubly equal to. So two mistakes are there. If it is equal, if reminder equal to 0, we can say it is not a prime, and then we can break it because we don't want to check for further numbers. But usually students, what happens is after checking the first number itself, they will place the else and they say that it's a prime number. No, we cannot say there. Only after completing the checking with all the numbers, after completing the loop, then only we can say it is a prime number. So the else indentation is wrong. This else belongs to the for loop. Only there it can happen. And yeah, this was an error question. I missed. Yeah, it is given over there. All the corrections. Then here comes the difference between circuit switching and packing switching. That is 2-mark question. That's a theory question, nothing more to add. And here comes the XML and HTML. They can write the expansion. Expansion is actually not a difference, but they have to write at least minimum two difference between them. The first difference is tags are not predefined. We can have our own tags and the user can define it. Also, it stores and transfers the data. It is dynamic in nature, whereas HTML is static. Where in HTML, the tags are predefined. We can use that tags only for that purpose. We cannot make any change over there. So that is a theory question. Actually, I plan to show you a small code in XML. I don't know by what happened. It is not working in my system. So I dropped it. Again, the 21st question is an output question. That is slicing. Slicing means extracting multiple character from a string, whereas indexing means fetching one letter from a fixed position. -2 is for reversing. Alternate characters will be taken. Also, I think they will be clear about it. Here it is a dictionary. We do have two elements. The first one is name is Aman and age is 26. If we try to add new element with the same key, then what happens is it overwrites, because in a dictionary, the keys should be unique. Keys should be unique. We cannot have two keys with same value, but values can be unique. And also the keys should be immutable. We cannot have mutable type as keys. For example, we cannot have list as a key. It can be either integer or string, which are not mutable. They are immutable. So the keys are immutable. Also, it should be unique in a dictionary. And I'm adding another element where the key is new, which is not existing in the dictionary. So that will be added as an element. Whereas in the second case, when I add age equal to 27, since age is existing there, that will update the value of age to 27. It will not add a new one. Whereas here in this adding an address will add a new element. And dict item is used to pick the key and the value together. It returns, sometimes they may even ask what is the return type. Dict items returns a list of tuples, and see when they write the answer, they should know how to write it. It is the key, then the value, the colon is not there, they are string, all are strings, and the first element is placed as a element, tuple element. Such tuple elements are displayed inside a list. So either they may ask items, sometimes even they can have keys or even values. And see, the dict item is also repeated in the answer. Dict item, round bracket, square bracket, then each tuple is given over there. So many things related to this can be taught over there. Then the foreign key. This is a theory question. Usually what we get is, in order to identify which is a foreign key, which is a primary key, likewise. So here they are asking to write what is a foreign key and also to give an example. So I think we can prepare the students to write an example. They can practice it before the exam with the tables, setting the foreign key and primary key, so that during their exam time, they don't want to think what to be written. They can be equipped with that. So the example is also given. So they have to draw two tables and show which is a foreign key and which is a primary key and why it is not repeating. All those things can be taught over there. Here comes a full form of a network question that also can be done. The use of telnet. It is used to access a remote computer. See, it's like a TeamViewer. I can access your machine if you give me the permission. If your machine number is given, I can access your machine. Then comes the output question. It is mainly a function, and the child should know how the function is being called, with what values, how it gets executed. It's not that difficult. The thing that we can teach here is return means, here we are giving an expression. So the expression will be evaluated and the result is being returned. If we don't have an expression over there, simply return is there, it returned none. So there should be a variable to receive it, or that function call should be the part of a print statement. So that thing also can be called. And they can also ask in a function how many return statement can be there. Many can be there, but only one will be executed. Because once a return statement is executed, that function is no more. Then what we can teach is a function call is there as part of print, and END function as well as SCP can be taught with the difference. SCP can happen only if two variables are there. Between that two variables, that separator happens. And END happens only once for each print statement. It makes a control stay on the same line. Then next question is to predict the output. We have a tuple and a list function is used to convert. So many things are checked over there. Tuple is converted into a list. Then elements are checked and you are adding into a list. Then again that list is converted back to tuple, and see the child has to write the answer inside a tuple. Also how they can be taught, like how a tuple can be created with single element. Why we cannot add elements into the tuple, such question also can be mentioned over there. And this is the difference between count and count star that we can easily talk. And then here comes the OR question. So the child who is finding difficult to write all those things can go for the OR question. This is easy for an average student to pick up, which are DDL and DML commands. Again, the two tables are given, and here also they are asking the question natural join. We usually teach them natural join, but we rarely explain how the output comes. So this can be taught this time. And then comes a 4 questions, which is to write the output. Distinct, having and group by together. All those things can be over there that I am not explaining much. Yeah. The 27th question is text file question. That is a 3-mark question. So they have to write method. And what I have seen in the answer paper is they are having the function call statement that is also being included. But they are asking to write only the function definition, but the function call is also written over there. And we can teach the students how to pick letters from a text file, how to pick words from a text file, how to pick sentences. Then we can teach them how to operate on different types of operations can also be taught. So read and read lines concept should be clearly mentioned, or they should know how to use all that read and read line functions. That is being checked over there. I think we can teach them the skeleton of function programs for a text file. Like we can tell them EDF, then the same function name should be written over there. And whatever file name is given, that should be mentioned, and the file mode. If it is not given, it is read mode. Then at least let them write the read lines function to fetch lines. And they should know what will be the return type of read line, what will be the return type of read function, what difference does that make, and how to split that words, that the paragraph can be taken, and how we can split it into words. That can also be taught them. And from that words, each character can be fetched and they can be checked for some conditions. Then we have again SQL question. Based on that, they have to write the output. Aggregate functions, group by, everything, min, max. Mainly they are going for combining two tables along with the aggregate functions. That concept is checked over there. Then this is a function question. They have to write the method. It may be either from a list or tuple or dictionary. The saddest thing is we do have only one question. CBSE could conduct only one Python exam, and we do have only one CBSE board exam question paper. So with that, we have to manage. So this sample paper will help a lot. We know the structure of and the type of questions that can be asked over there. Then here comes the stack question. Sample questions, similar questions I have showed you. Here you can have dictionary or a tuple or a list which can be pushed into a stack, and there also they can check the basic functions which are used inside a string, like ends with. For example, if we are storing name and email ID, we can check the email IDs ending with Gmail. Pick the employees which are having emails which are ending with a gmail.com. So there you can use end with function which is available in a string. So similar functions also can be trained in that stack program. Or question is there. So first one will be a dictionary or a string, dictionary or a list. And here comes a simple integer process. Usually last year we had a like one. Here it is a dictionary with a product name and price. And to check if the price is more than 75, such items should be pushed in over the stack. This is a case-based study. This we were following in C++ question paper also. 5 questions are there with 1 mark. Sample is given, 1 case study situation will be given. All the details like block names, distance between them, and number of systems in each block will be given. And they will be asking like where to keep the server. We all know that the block which is having large number of computer, whether we can place a server, and the distance is more than 100 meters, we can place a repeater which is used to boost or amplify the signals. And the software that is used to
Ma'am, in some guides it was written like 70 to 100.
70. Yeah, in some question sample paper they have given us 70. I have seen that, but here they have clearly mentioned in the sample question paper, they have clearly mentioned that the distance between the 2 blocks should be, if it is greater than 100 meters, we have to keep a repeater. Usually when we were teaching C++, initially it was 100 meters, then we shortened it for 70. But in the sample question paper, it is clearly mentioned. Okay, will that do, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and also we do have a layout that we start from a server. From server, we draw a line to the other blocks to show the layout. wired layout. And in the 23rd question, we do have a function-based question in which they are checking the concept of global. I will explain a little bit about that. Scope of a variable means the region where a variable can be accessed. It depends upon the place where you define it. See here, if I am creating a variable inside a function, then that variable can be used only in that function. And once you come out of the function, what happens is it will be dead. You cannot access it outside that function. But if a variable is defined outside a function, either it can be above the function or below the function. That means inside a main program, then it can be used inside the main program as well as inside the function. But what happens is, here I do have a variable like p equal to 5 that is having globe. That's a global variable. It can be accessed anywhere. But what happens is, again, if I make p is equal to 10 here without mentioning this line, if imagine that this line is not there, what happens is it creates a local variable p. That means two variables are having the same name. So once you make p is equal to something inside the function, what happens is that p is local to that function, which cannot be accessed outside. So if I want to make use of the global variable inside the function, before using that p, I should say global p. Global is a keyword which makes a global p use inside the function. That means it restricts or it will not allow you to create a local variable p inside the function. So that since you make changes to the global p inside the function, the changes that you made there is accessible outside the function. That means you can access it inside the main program. Let me show you. I know we are running out of time. See, I copied this code, Control C, I copied this, and I will show you a technique where you can try this, like Python tutor. You can try this, teachers. Python, sorry, not here. I'm sorry. Python. Am I sharing this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Python, let me type full. THON, Python tutor. Python tutor. Okay. So you will be leading to this. Take the first link, Python tutor. That is the best way to teach them Python. It takes a little bit of time. Yeah. Am I sharing the screen? Can you see the screen, teachers?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
Then you go to edit this code. A little bit slow. And you can paste the code over there. It's too late today. I'll make it fast. See, I copy the code over there. Control V. Then we can visualize it. See, you can teach this global concept very clearly to the students if you are going for this Python tutor. See, I'm going to visualize it. When I click there, it is going to evaluate step by step. For that, it is having 4 buttons. I click on next. So on the right hand side, you can see nothing is being created for the time being because the function is dead. And when I execute, it starts from the main program. It jumps down. It jumps down. See, only P is being created and it is global. The name is written as global. I come there, initialize a variable A. Variable A is created globally. B is also globally created. I call the function sum. See, where did the red line move? See, here you have 2 indications. The red line shows the next line to execute, and the blue line show which was the previous line that got executed. So what happens is when I call a function, I jump into the subprogram and I execute that subprogram or the function, and then I come back. Let me move fast. Shall I move fast? Continue, teachers.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. See what is happening. The object. See on the right hand side, you can see the objects that I'm creating under the function. See, R is being assigned with the value 2. And see what is the value returned? Nothing. Again, I come back. Again, I call the function. This time I'm having 2 arguments. R is equal to 5 and Q is equal to 1. Again, I jump there. And I give the value of R to Q and Q value to R. And see, the global P is having value 105. Then I come out of it. And see, once I come out, when I click the next button, what happens is that R will be removed from there. See, could you see the last part? It is not over, no more there. It is removed because once a function is over, the variables which were used inside the function will not be available. Did I run fast, teachers? Should I make it once again? Hello?
No, ma'am, it's clear.
Okay. So in this way, you can teach them how, when the variables are created, when they will be dead, and how the variables are getting values, how the flow of control is going from one main program to the function. This is very much helpful. Okay. Then we have that connectivity question, that is basically fill in the blanks. So we know that we have to import the MySQL connector. Then we have to create the connection object. First is to import. Second thing is to create the connect object. Then to create the cursor object. Then we do get all the data, and it is using the placeholders to fill the values with values which are given with a format function. And then we can execute it. Yes. Yes. Okay. It is also having an OR question. That is a basic question from Python. Also, we have a connectivity OR question. Fill in the blanks, connectivity. And then we have a CSV file question, that is to add and to count the number of records in a CSV file. So they have to learn how to operate a CSV file, how to read from a CSV file, how to write into a CSV file, how to do operations like counting. Okay, that is also having an OR question. And the last question, no, 34th question is, we have a SQL question. From there, they have to identify the type of key, the constraints, etc. So they are asked to identify the primary key, degree, cardinality. Then 2 questions, SQL query also to be done. Then we have OR question. See, this is what I told in question number 34. Third question, this last question, 1 and 2 is, they have to write 1 and 2, but the third question is having an OR question only for question 3. Then 35th question is, it is a binary file. It is a binary file in which they have to go for fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks question from the binary question, topic. I think I have covered that question paper in a rush. If you have any other doubts, you can raise, teachers. Shall I stop the presentation?
Yeah, good evening, Miss.
Yeah.
And good evening, teachers. Now the time for ask your doubts and clarification, if anything. You can feel to ask to our resource person. Those who are able to unmute and speak, you can use the chat box also. Yeah, please.
Yeah, ma'am. Good evening, sir. Good evening. It's me, Janet from Tamil Nadu. And I have a doubt whether that infix to postfix conversion is there in stack, ma'am. And also evaluation of postfix expression is available in the syllabus. Whether we need to teach that for the children? That is my question. Please clarify, ma'am.
Yeah, your doubt is very clear. Actually, we used to teach them in C++, isn't it? But last year, we were first time for Python question paper. So we covered that portion, evaluation and conversion, we taught them. But in the syllabus, it is not mentioned. In the curriculum, it is not mentioned. And in the sample question paper also, from the stack, we have one program question, 3-mark program question. No conversions were being included in the question paper. Also in the curriculum, it is not mentioned. Hope it is clear.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. And I have another doubt also. Please clarify. And the practical examination, whether students need to write algorithm, is it required?
No. They need not write algorithm. They need to write only the program, and better make them write at least 2 outputs.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other doubts?
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. That material I told, no, ma'am, that additional material.
Yeah.
Can I show that to you now?
Sure.
Sure.
So others also can benefit that.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. But I cannot share it because admin
You are not the host.
can share. Yeah.
Tech team members can give them permission.
I'll make you as a co-host. Wait a moment. Yeah, ma'am. Now you are the co-host. You can share. Are you able to share?
I don't know who the person was.
This is Sendil Kumari from
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to share it once.
Okay.
Share my screen. Allow. After allow, what should I give? Zoom, draw over other apps. It is asking, ma'am. Which one should I give?
No, at the bottom you can see the share screen with the green color. Click over there.
Yes, ma'am. I clicked. Then it comes zoom and then down, draw over other apps. It is saying, ma'am.
No, you will be directed to another screen in which all the application that you kept open will be placed.
Yes, ma'am. I am clicking that.
Or can you do one thing? Can you share? Is it stored in a drive, or can you share the link? If
no,
so,
I have shared it. Actually, I have shared it to my classroom, Google Classroom, so it is there. I am directly opening it in. I have kept it open in another screen, so I tried to share.
You might have not taken that particular tab.
Yeah, I have kept, but I don't know how to share the screen. Screen is not opening. That's what. I could not able to share my screen.
Oh.
I am unable to share my screen. It's okay. I'll share it to tech team.
Yeah, it's happening now.
Is it happening?
It's coming.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now, are you seeing that?
Yes.
Yes,
this file only they have shared, ma'am, in the last year.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is for 11th, some additional material like Boolean algebra. And then this one they have shared. And for 12th, see here. This one they have given. Function positional parameter in function, right? Then passing dictionary to a function. These questions they have added now. This sequence, passing sequence to function. That is not there in NCERT.
Do you have the drive link for that?
Yeah, now I have not put it in the drive, but it is there. I hope it must be there in the CBSE academics.
We will check for it. Yeah,
yes,
sure.
ma'am. Additional material. They have named it like that. You can take. Idea of efficiency is not required. Down the CSV, binary and interface also is there. Down you can scroll and see binary file handling. And then down it comes.
Also we have the CSV file.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Whatever is not there in the text, in NCERT text, it is additionally given.
Okay. Can you do me a favor? Can you type your number in the chat box so that others, if they are not able to take it, they will.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes, ma'am. Shall I close the screen?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank
This
you.
is a new idea for us.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, one question in the chat box.
Yeah.
For practical exam, should we write the code in the answer sheets?
They have to. They have to write the Python code, 2 outputs, and also they have to do the query. MySQL queries also to be answered. For MySQL query, they need to write only the query, not the output.
Ma'am, like, is it like we give a set of, list of the programs to the examiner and he asks them to select from it, and then after giving the sheet, they just write the code in it and they go to the examiner to get a proceed.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Madam,
can you please tell me about the practical examination? Which kind of questions included in practical exam?
sir, in the curriculum at the bottom, should I share that? At the bottom of the curriculum, they have shared the materials, like what kind of questions to be added over there. Like basic 11th standard portions can be there based on list, string and dictionary. Then we can have file questions. Then we should include that connectivity questions and also SQL. Should I share that?
Ma'am, that
course,
we
ma'am.
that I've
Of
seen
course, of
that,
course.
but what I wanted to know is, the process of, usually we in the past we used to have algorithms, there we used to write that, then
No.
we used to get a proceed, and then we used to write the programs, and then. So I wanted to know whether, since we are not proceeding with the algorithm now, so do they directly write the program and show it to the examiner and they get a proceed?
No, ma'am. They can do it in the machine. Once they can make it error-free program, then they can copy it into their answer book.
Okay, so they get the questions and they directly go to the machine.
Go to the system, do
Okay.
it. And once it is error-free and once they get the output, they can copy it into the paper.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Otherwise, they may make mistakes. So let them copy the correct code. Yeah, SQL type questions should be added. There is a doubt. We can add connectivity questions. There should be. Last year also we had a session in which we clearly mentioned that should not be totally ignored. At least some of them should do this SQL connectivity questions. It should not be ignored. It should be there, because see, this time in the theory paper also they have included it. Very simple connectivity questions can be asked. Yeah. What is the clarification on float conversion? What is that doubt? Do you need more explanation about that, ma'am? Float conversion?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, from the sample paper, when you discussed about the float conversion, the decimal came, I was having the same doubt.
Yeah.
Why?
Thing is, actually what we know is single slash is for division, which will take both integer part as well as the decimal part, right?
Yes.
When we have double slash, we are expected, or we say that it should return only the integer part.
Yes.
But what happens is, if we have one operand as float and another one is integer, so what happens is it cannot operate on a mixed expression. Both the operands should be of same type. So what happens is implicit conversion takes place. So that is why we are getting a decimal part. Actually, it is not taking the decimal value. It simply converts the integer number to float by adding 0.0. For example, if I give 7.5 /3, it will give you 2.0. Should I do it once again? Is that
no, ma'am? It's no. Now it's clear. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. It's okay. Then what was the other doubt? Any other doubts? Printouts of the code should be included within the answer sheet. In some schools, they are taking the printouts. I don't know why they are. The child should write it in the answer booklet. That's why CBSE is providing the booklet. They have to write the code. In Python, actually, we do have concise programs, not the lengthy ones. Whereas in C++, we had a very lengthy code. For Python, it is very few lines are being used. Why can't they write it in the paper?
Ma'am, like when I discussed with a few teachers, what I came to know is most of them are, taking the printout and making it into a file. So they are.
You are talking about the record
So,
work? You are talking about the record work?
yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we do the same. We do the same because they are doing it in
So
the
you
system.
were talking about
practical exam.
I
was talking about the practical exam because they had some doubt like whether they should write the algorithm. No, we are not following that algorithm. Once a Python has started, they can directly go and do the Python code in the system. Once they get the answer, they can copy it into the answer sheet. Once the answers output is verified, they can copy it.
Ma'am, kindly verify the chat box. A technical question is there.
Yes, sir. Can we have your contact? Yeah, sure. I will give.
No, previous one.
Let me go through. Format. Is it related to format? Yeah. The format means the placeholder. It is not in our syllabus, but that I think for doing project work that will help you a lot. In the format function will help you a lot because we are using the placeholders into which it appropriately places it. It need not be compulsory, but I do follow that when I do the project work. Using connectivity, I do that. Practical exam question. Yes.
Ma'am, a while loop, it has been deleted from the portions, right? But isn't it like that's what I came to know, that the while loop construct has been deleted from the portion. So like that's what other teachers were telling. So I just wanted to confirm it. Like, will a loop construct be deleted like that?
I have no clear idea about it. In 11th standard, we are teaching them the while loop.
Yes, ma'am. But when I checked the, the website and all, that time I didn't see this while
They
loop
generally
mentioned
speak loop. Are they mentioning clear?
Yes, yes.
They
generally didn't
speak
mention
loop.
about while loop there.
Yeah.
So when I went to the other teachers, what I came to know is they were telling like whatever is mentioned there need only be taught. So I was thinking like why a loop construct is being deleted from the syllabus.
I don't have idea about it, but actually we teach them in 11th standard so they can do it. Don't ignore while loop because they do have only for loop and while loop. We are not teaching do while loop over there. That may be the confusion. Do while loop is not there. While loop is there.
Okay.
Good evening, ma'am.
Can
Yes,
you check the chat box for different questions?
Yeah, sure, sir. By practical exam question paper pattern, Python program and connectivity program, no SQL query. No. SQL queries are there. Questions are there. SQL question separate mark is there. We should have Python program question. One Python program and SQL questions should be asked. Query questions are there. Then yeah, by connectivity question also SQL questions also should be asked. Yes, it should be there. But what you're asking is connectivity. We do use Python as well as MySQL in that. But even though they get a connectivity question, they are supposed to do MySQL query questions also. Along with that, because mark is given separately.
Ma'am, which book we have to follow, ma'am, actually? NCERT or Sumita Arora?
We follow NCERT.
NCERT, is that enough, ma'am?
NCERT is not enough, but you stick on curriculum. Because in Rita Sahu, they are explaining so many other things, which will be a burden for the child.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
we
Thank
have to
you.
stick on NCERT book. Also go through the curriculum.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. Can you please share your number in the chat box? Then further queries they can directly ask you.
Yeah,
I
sure, sir.
think it's about more than 2 hours. You also might have been busy schedule, day schedule after the you will be here for the as a resource person. So yeah, we are about to wind up the session. As you know that it's almost 8:30. Please share your contact number to the chat box.
Yes,
Then
sir.
the participants can feel to convey their queries to you.
Yes, sir. I have done.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So let me conclude the program, ma'am.
Sure.
Fine. So good evening to all. As you know that it's a more interactive and informative session done by our resource person Shaibi Thomas, PGT Computer Science, Newsprint, Bhavan's Newsprint Vidyalaya, Kottayam. On behalf of Central Sahodaya School Conclave Kottayam and Council of CBSE Schools of Kerala, we sincerely thank you, ma'am, for your effective session, which will be conducted for the computer science teachers of Kerala and non-Kerala. So once again, dear participants, if any doubts, you can feel to ask ma'am to her number. We are come up with much more sessions once it is few days left for the board examination. As you know that February 15th is the theory examination date. It's already communicated by the board of and the month of January for the practical examination. Only few days more remaining for us. So please be encourage students to score maximum with the help of this kind of resource person and with the help of this kind of webinar series. Thank you once again, ma'am. Thank you, our technical team Insight and our patron team leaders of Council of CBSE Schools of Kerala and Central Sahodaya School Conclave. Thank you very much, ma'am. We will meet you soon again with another series of webinars Monday for the chemistry subject, senior secondary teachers. Thank you very much. And good night to all. Officially, the meeting is